Hello everybody, this is WebDesignerScotty. This is me. And I'm just going to go through something a little interesting with you. This is my favorite site, yahooanswers.com. Well, one of my favorite sites, and it's really interesting seeing what kind of questions people ask. But what I'm going to do here is talk a little bit. I'm going to do a search for web design, open questions, and I want to see what people are talking about for web design. And here we go. What is the best Windows computer for web design? How do I start a career in web design? That's a great question. I think that's a lot of people ask that question. I asked that question even though I knew about the web 10 years ago. Didn't really get into web design as a career or as a business or even as a fun thing until just recently. I was actually a perennial student. I was just perennial, is that the right word? I was always just studying. I think I kind of think I'm smart, but actually I really am not a complicated thing. So anyway, that's too much about me. Here we go. How do I find a web design company? Here's a good one. What is the outlook of my future? That's what I like to hear, because web design, everyone I think does it. This is the thing. I think everyone does it, but they don't understand what to do with it. They can do it. They can learn it. There's a lot of resources to learn technical stuff. And I don't know if people know what to do with it. And that's what I wanted to talk about. How should I go to Art Institute and study web design? So some interesting questions. How do I start a career? Is it possible at 38? I think so. I think you can start at any age, as long as you have that excitement. Because web design is just fun. And it's not too late. Good. Take surveys online. That's not the right answer so much. Never too late to start. That's interesting. Did you know the founder of KSE was founded by Colonel Harlan Sanders in '52? He was born in 1980, so he's saying Colonel Sanders didn't really get a start in KFC until '60. That's interesting. So this is a great question. I think this person doesn't know exactly where to start because they're taking this CompuTeach course. I mean, they're learning technically how to do it. You know, if I went to college for web development and design, what's the outlook? I think that's a great question. Not enough people are asking that question. Everyone thinks web design is this great thing that you can just learn and do. And I learned the hard way that that's not true. And I think, let's see, I like this answer. It's a great question, but if you see, this guy's just talking about technical stuff here. HTML, CSS, JavaScript, PHP, SQL, Photoshop, so graphics. My name's Chris. Your outlook's great. I like that answer. It is a great outlook, but I think people got to ask the right questions. What do you do with a web design degree? And what do you do with a web design career? And I'm gonna talk a little bit here now. Now here's the thing: is don't follow the money, follow the heart. That's great. It's a great philosophy, but the thing is, what do you do with web design as far as money, and how do you make it fun? Because there's so many people who are learning it, so many people who learn the technical things, and there's so many resources out there. Should I go to an art institute and study web design? So I'm going to answer this question because this is what I want to talk to you guys about. So, what there should be, that's a great question. And this is my point of this video to you guys too. I think there is a bit of a misunderstanding about what web design is. There's graphic design, definitely worthy of studying at an art institute. But web design, though it can be CSS. So this is the, I decided I took so long to type the question. I'm just going to transition here. I hope you like that transition. That's a great question. I think there's a bit of misunderstanding about what web design is. And there's graphic design, definitely worthy of studying at Art Institute. But web design, you can be creative, has a lot more systematic and conventional parts to it. Web usability is really a better word for web design. I got to highlight that. Because most sites should follow some convention. The site's artsy, sure it can be creative, but most users when browsing like their information quickly. And the more you make them think, for example, with an unconventional layout, the more likely they are to go away from your site. web design and web usability is first and foremost about how to keep someone on your site. That's very important. That has to do with marketing, page layout, web psychology. For example, studies have shown if users do not see any feedback from a browser within 2 to 3 seconds, they will hit that back button. And if the full page does not download within 10 to 13 seconds, they will go away. I think that's very, very interesting info, something I never knew until I really started looking at web design. Before I just thought, like that previous person who answered, it's all about the technical stuff. And designing graphics to me is a technical thing. I've really seen many graphic designers design heavy graphics for websites, but that is not really functional in my opinion, and in my experience, I want to say as well. I would say if you want to study graphic design, sure, an art institute would be great. I think an art institute is great for web design, but make sure you supplement your studying with non-art related parts of web design. And that is the main point of this video. I'm going to talk about is web design has so much more to do than just the technical aspect of learning HTML. There's a lot of other things, such as like web psychology, such as marketing, such as search engine optimization. And it was really an interesting lesson for me to learn, and that's something I want to show you guys as well. And how do you do all that, and where do you find that? Well, that will be in the next video. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Check out my blog, and we'll see you soon.